is a vBulletin installation video tutorial. Installing vBulletin. Well, it's pretty simple to do. We're going to require a few things from you. So what I want you to do is go ahead and get prepared, and you're going to need the following. Number 1, hosting manager access. Common examples include WHM, cPanel, Parallels. See a cPanel logo example right there. Number 2, File Manager or FTP client access. Common examples include FileZilla, any form of FTP client, or even cPanel's File Manager. You can see an example of those right there. Number 3, we're going to need your Suite or Forum Classic zip file downloaded from the members area. And finally, number 4, your vBulletin customer number. This is required for the installation script. Now, let's get started. It's quick and easy. Now what I'm going to do is show you an example of how to install in cPanel. And what I've done is switch the screen out, and this is pretty much the areas you'll be looking for in cPanel when you're going through doing your installation. Now, what you'll want to do is have all the files and everything ready that we just went through the 1 through 4, and have all that information ready. Now what you can do is go ahead and click My SQL Database Wizard, and after you do that, it's going to bring up a screen very similar to this. Now if you already have a prefix here, then what you'll want to do is note that, and so your database name will actually be the prefix underscore then the name you give it. Let's actually call this videos. Then we're going to say next step. Okay. Now what we want to do is create a user to associate with the database. So password. Always make your passwords very secure. If you have a very easy password, something simple, your dog's name, your cat's name, if the username is admin and then the password is 1234556, that's just leaving you open and leaving you vulnerable. So be sure it's a very secure password. Strong or higher. And we're going to create the user. Okay, now what you have to do is give this user all privileges, so the user can handle anything that vBulletin is telling it to do in regards to the database. So we want to click on all privileges and then hit next step. And now you're done. You've added the user to the database, and now what we'll want to do, I'm not going to worry about that, is make a note of this. So we have Superman Videos is the database name, username is Superman Test Guy, and then our password was B4X9BN%. Okay, so let's review that information one more time before we begin. Our database name is Superman underscore videos, database user Superman underscore test guy, database user password, I just made one up real quick, B4X9BN%. Now we're going to go ahead and proceed from there, and what I've done is already bring up FileZilla, and I've already created a install video directory. So we're going to pretend that public HTML, which is pretty much your root, that this is our root. So just disregard that and pretend this is blank. So what we want to do is go into the folder on our computer where we have the zip file downloaded, and you'll see I have the suit here, and you want to extract it. And now you can do extract all if you don't have 7-zip or WinRAR or something other to extract files with. You'll want to give it just a second. And now what we need to do before we go in and install is prepare a file. So we want to go into the upload folder, and we want to go into includes, and then we want to look for config.phpnew. You rename that and take off the .new at the end. Yes. And then what we want to do is open that in some form of text editor, and let's go ahead and edit the file. Now, after you've opened the file in an editor, what you want to do is scroll down a little bit. Now remember, our database name was Superman_videos. So you want to copy that and paste that in. Your technical email, this is for any database errors or anything like that. You'll just want to give your email. Your email at example.com, hotmail.com, live.com, yoursite.com, whatever you have your mail set up as. Now we want to go down further. On most hosts, this is going to remain localhost. Some hosts have unusual setups. One off the top of my head would be GoDaddy. It would not be localhost here. You would want to look for the other information that you key in here besides localhost. Now the username, we remember that we created one and it was underscore test guy. And then the password, let's bring this back up because we took note of it so we would have it. And I do have the test guy, right? I'm going to copy this password and then paste that in. Now the rest of this, if you're installing this for the first time, never done it before, leave everything blank. You shouldn't need to modify anything else. If you come up and there's problems or errors after you've done your initial installation, maybe you'll want to come back and take a look at something in here. But for now, leave that as is. You want to do your file, save, and you've saved it. Okay. Now, what we need to do is upload that and all the files in the upload folder to that folder in the FTP that we see right here. So let's do that real quick. So we want to go back and look in the folder on our computer, go up a level and actually stay in upload. Highlight everything in this folder. If you can view your hidden files like ThumbsDB, you don't need that one, so deselect it. Now if you're using FileZilla, you can just simply drag over to FileZilla and drop the files in there. Okay, now FileZilla does the modes automatically. Okay, otherwise what you're going to want to do is take a look at the manual. Now there is a brand new updated manual for vbulletin 4 as well, but the files always go in two different modes. Okay, see, it says right here, most FTP client applications will handle the file transfers automatically, but if for some reason your application does not, you should make a note of the following: all text files to be transferred in ASCII mode. Okay, so that's all the files containing plain text from the vbulletin package. Pretty much PHP files, JavaScript files, XML, CSS, even HTML. All the non-text files such as images, anything like that,